So I've been mentioning my first awakening experience a few times now, so I thought this would be a good time to tell you what it's all about. So what happened was that I had been meditating for a few days, and I was walking through the forest meditating. I like to be in the forest when I meditate. And I got this very distinct feeling that everything became physical. And this doesn't really make any sense to you, but that was the word that popped into my head. That I felt that I realized for the first time that all things in the world are physical objects devoid of meaning. That there is only the physical world. So basically, I felt as though for the first time I managed to see the world without the filter of human emotion. So I could observe it simply for what it was, and all human meaning disappeared. Also another thought I had was that I felt as though I had seen the world objectively for the first time. And I couldn't help comparing this situation to when Neo wakes up outside the Matrix in the real world. Because that's what it kind of felt like. I saw what the world was for the first time. It wasn't as if the visual input and so on didn't change at all, but the way I looked at it was completely different. And what made this moment really special to me was that I felt as though I had found the cure for everything in my life. Up to that point, I had been, as I presented in the previous video, analyzing my life, analyzing various little bits of emotion and situation and behavior and whatnot. And this was a huge task, but when I had this experience, I realized that none of those little problems mattered. I could just take the shortcut and have this feeling take over my life, and then I wouldn't care about all of the little problems I had. So basically, enlightenment doesn't solve any problems, but it just makes them appear insignificant. So basically, the solution to all of life's problems is to realize that there are no problems. So this experience simplified my life, and that is what made it a revolution for me. The experience itself wasn't, the first awakening experience I had wasn't very pleasurable, but I still consider it the most profound experience I've had because of the contrast to what came before. So the experience, it only lasted for a few minutes, I think, and then I was back to normal and all of my everyday problems reappeared. And what I'm trying to do ever since then is to have this feeling take over my whole life. And I've had some breakthroughs since. They usually occur after a bout of 3 to 4 days of meditation, where I've meditated for maybe 5-7 hours a day. So obviously I don't get these experiences very often. It's only when I have a break from work that I can do it. But I do notice this do notice that more and more meaning in the world is stripped away in my life. I'm able to now, when I've meditated for a few days, I can now think of my body and other people's bodies as physical objects without any meaning, and have my feelings and emotions be completely irrelevant, and it's just things, it doesn't matter. And my biggest problem is that whenever I've had that feeling, it goes away as soon as I stop concentrating on it. It's really, really frustrating. The experiences, I can now have them last for maybe a few hours at a time, not uninterrupted 2 hours, but with a few breaks here and there where I kind of lose my concentration. I have to get it back. But for somewhat 2 hours, I can now maintain this feeling. But only after, as I said, about a few days of meditation. So I guess I want to end this video by encouraging you to keep pushing ahead and keep fighting, because even though it sucks, it's all worth it in the end.